Hello, everyone. Welcome to Impact Over Image. I'm pretty excited today to also share a follow up of what I shared last time about the types of plannings that help us achieve what we are looking for in life. There was a debate going between goals and milestone type of planning. And then for me this year, I selected milestones as opposed to goals planning. In this case, it's been going really well for me so far. 2026 is starting off on a good note. But I learned that with all these things, when I prefaced last time to say our habits, especially for most adults, have already been formed. But then the question is like, how do we unlearn the bad habits and then pick up the new habits? There's lots of literature that has been written about habit stacking, in other words, or habit addition or elimination, so to speak. But the one that was very informative for me that I wanted to share comes from a book by Dr. Carvey, Seven Habits of a Highly Effective People. In the book, for the formation of a habit, there are three fundamental pillars that he mentioned. He said, number one, you need to have the necessary skills to form a habit. Number two, you need to have knowledge in order for you to form a habit. And number three is the desire. The most important one that I'm going to talk about is desire. But let's go back to the skills. Skills are needed in order for you to be able to form a habit. And then knowledge as well is needed. Most of us, we know what we are supposed to be doing, we shouldn't be doing, right? We can read, we can observe our environment, we can also observe other people how they live their lives. We've seen when somebody is unhealthy, is picking up unhealthy habits. We can see and we know that possibly what that person is picking up is wrong. So that's the knowledge aspect of it. And also we know what skill is needed to be employed in order for us to be able to get to the health side. We know possibly in this case, the example that I'll use could be maybe good nutrition, or getting back into the gym. The skill that would be needed is maybe to lift weights or maybe to get on the cardio. That is a skill that is needed. But the desire part, that's the one that I want to highlight the most. Most people forget. With all these things, you can have the knowledge, you can have the skills, but the desire goes beyond the motivation part. It's very intrinsic, meaning it's deep down embedded into the core of your being. You really, really want this thing more than anything else. Case in point, humans have evolved and they've believed in something deeper that they can actually change certain outcomes. And then they go for it. Right? So in this case, let's bring it all tied together. These three things is the trifecta. For me, I think the pinnacle of it, the thing that evolves and moves all these things to the result oriented of habit formation is desire. I had a very brilliant friend in the neighborhood. He was a mathematician, so to speak. I don't know, intrinsically, he was just very gifted. His name was Tim. Even when I had some math problems, I remember in 10th grade, I would just rush to Tim, and Tim suddenly just knew the answer. But here, guess what happened? Tim, as a result of the desires that he had, math was not something that he built on. His desire was instant gratification. Actually, Tim swayed himself and then he went actually pursued the life which is contrary. As we were growing up, as we were trekking, going to school, I kept telling him, man, you are brilliant. You're good at this. You can actually do something with your life. But guess what? This is one of the most important element in habit formation. No one can desire anything for you. You can push the knowledge, you can push the skills, but the desire, it's intrinsic. So the most important thing, then let's bring it back again. You need to be able to desire the outcome that you want about your life. That's when the habit is going to stick, or you will stick with the habit. You can lead voluminous hundreds and thousands, if you want to call it that, of books and literature to amass the knowledge. But if the desire is not there to seek that change, no habit is going to be formed. So I'll close this out with the same linear pattern of our lives on how we can be able to get to where we want to be. In the same book, it says, sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny where you're destined to be. Thought that you plant in your head. That's why that knowledge, again, we go back to the knowledge. How are you feeling your knowledge base in your mind for you to be able to get to where you want to be? Surround yourself with the right people, read the right literature, or as well maybe have the right groups of friends or the people that you are surrounded with. That also has an impact as well in the habit formation. Do you have the burning desire to change? Do you have the burning desire in 2026 for you to get to the next level? For me, this year, I have the burning desire to be able to share as much as I. Guess what? Then we'll see where this habit is going to stick. But the desire is there, the knowledge is there, the skills are there as well. So as you are either siding towards the goal setting side of it or the milestone side of the planning side of things, remember the number one thing that you need to be able to nurture is the desire, and then the skills, and then the knowledge. That's it. I hope this was something beneficial to the people out there, because I was asked quite a few questions. It was a milestones oriented goal setting, and this is where we wrap it up. And thank you for watching and tuning in to Impact Over Image. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye bye.